Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net and it is Sunday the 10th of January. Thanks again for watching. Now, much is being made of the cold weather arriving this week, and I have to say that actually things are looking much colder on the models at the moment. I know I've been playing it down saying that this was going to be a chilly snap, nothing particularly out of the ordinary, nothing very cold, and I'm still going along with that story, but occasional runs of the models are trying to make things much colder at the end of the week and into the course of the coming weekend, with temperatures struggling to get above freezing in places. I still think the models are too cold. I think they've overplayed it. But, you know, I'm not just going to stick with a forecast just for the sake of sticking with a forecast. You have to amend and change things as you go along and as new information becomes available. And at the moment, I'm just cooling things off a bit, but I think there is an increased threat of snow. Now, in terms of temperatures, this is how the Canadian model sees things for the next 15 days. These in 5-day chunks. It's the surface temperature anomalies. So this is from today through to the 15th. And you notice how temperatures cooling off Scotland, Northern England and Ireland as well, nearer normal elsewhere. Warmer weather still across Central and Southern Europe, but just look at this block of cold still over towards the east. Now in the next 5-day slot, this happens. Much cooler air getting in across the UK, across much of Central Europe. Coldest of it, though, across Scandinavia and across central eastern parts of Europe there. But notice the cold weather in the UK. But then, in the final 5-day period, so this running from the 20th to the 25th, temperatures back up to near a normal across the UK. The cooler air in the east starting to slip away towards the east. Still cold Scandinavia and Central Europe, but things tending to warm up by then. And the story that it's trying to give across is that, yeah, we get this hit of cold, but it doesn't last for a protracted period of time. And I still go along with that story. I just don't think this has the signs of one that is going to be lasting too long. I just think the breakthrough of the jet getting in from the Atlantic again and the collapse of the ridge towards the south will be sufficient to rescue us from any real depth of cold coming in from the north or the east. Although, like I say, that's not to say that the end of this week and into the weekend isn't going to be quite a chilly one, and there is the threat of some more substantial snowfall too. So at the moment we're getting mixed signals from the models, and this is where really you still need your human forecaster, because the models started to give some mixed signals. What we have to do is to look at what the story that they're telling and try and pick up on why they're telling that particular story. Now, models themselves do have this tendency to kind of go with extremes. So if it sees mild weather for a time or westerlies for a time, that's what they go with. Likewise, if they see cooler northerlies and cold for a while, then that's what they kind of get stuck in. They can't see beyond the break in conditions. As well as that, there's inbuilt biases in the models too, against trying to get cold air in. So we've got all of these kind of balls up in the air that we're trying to juggle at the moment. So you have to try and pick out the clues that the models are giving you. Now, the cluster analysis, this is for the GFS ensemble. These from weatheronline.co.uk, and we're going to focus here on Thursday first of all. So this is the forecast for Thursday, and you notice how all of them basically in good agreement, getting low pressure off the east of the UK. We've got this cold north to northeasterly wind coming down across northern Scotland, turns northwesterly across the rest of the UK, but with low pressure passing through, it brings the risk of snow showers or more prolonged spells of snow with it. Now, each of these runs are changing with run to run. This is the forecast for Friday, again the GFS ensemble, and you notice how all of the clusters are, well, most of them are going with the idea of a northwesterly in by then, and we got little areas of low pressure trapped within the flow, so indicating that snow showers would come south, the snow showers clumping together, giving the potential for some more widespread snow in places. 10% of the clusters just stick with the west to west northwesterly, keep pressure higher, bring some showers into northern Scotland, but elsewhere dry, but they're all cold. And then into the weekend, still got good agreements. We've got 45 here, 25% here, and we've got, what have we got here, 15% here, going with the idea of staying with the north-northwesterly through Saturday. The ridge building in from the west, clearer conditions, still snow showers across the east, but blooming cold. I mean, pretty cold by day, very frosty by night. This is where we could see -5s to -10s overnight. Now, by Sunday, there are some indications that some of the members of the ensemble do go for the idea of the high slipping away towards the west, more of a southwesterly getting in. That's 55% of them here go with that idea. We've got a further 35% that go with the idea of the milder air getting in, but still high pressure lasting over the UK, or dominant over the UK. So still cool conditions, but that would probably be foggy and frosty with the warm air getting in over the top. And then 10% go with this northerly flow. So overall, they're looking at a change for Sunday. So again, building on the idea that this is a cold snap, yes, but it's one that doesn't last particularly very long. And then by Monday, so Monday the 18th, we've got a southwesterly flow from this one, southwesterly from this one, and we've got a west to southwesterly from this one. So that's 30, 60, and then a further 30 here. So 90% of the GFS ensembles going for the idea of a milder southwesterly flow getting in by next Monday. Just this 10% sticking with the idea of a cool north to northwesterly. Now, there is a threat of snow by the end of the week, as I said. Much uncertainty over exactly where it's going to be, how much. I mean, before it, there'll be snow showers. This is the GFS forecast for Friday evening of snow, lying snow. You see most of it across Scotland, running down through the Pennines into central and eastern parts of the Midlands. Most of that from the wraparound occlusion that's going to be moving through, turning rain into sleet and snow. It's a distinct possibility. I think really we've got to treat it with a bit of a pinch of salt, because actually that heavier stuff could be further south. So much going on then during the course of this week, a definite change into colder conditions. How cold, how much snow there's going to be, that's where the questions lie just at the moment. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout here at weatherweb.net. I think the story that I want to go away with, though, today is one of, yes, it's chilly and yes, it's cold. But again, I think we need to stay away from the extraordinary cold stories. Probably it's a snap that doesn't last that long either. And yes, there probably will be some snow, but not one to be running around getting overly excited about. I think, you know, you almost can't win with snow, because if it's not up to 1963 standards, then you're going to get people saying, oh, well, you said it was going to snow and there'd be loads of it, and there wasn't. Well, look, there's going to be snow. It's going to lie on the ground somewhere, most of it northern England and Scotland, but I don't think this is a 1963. Okay, I will leave you with that for now. Of course, if you need a forecast for the next couple of days, check out the fast forecast for all the detail. But for now, whatever you're doing, thanks for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.